Can you do a setup too with good lighting quality? Sure, I'll do one in the next 2 weeks. So I did my first setup video in 2013, I did my second one at the end of 2014, I did not do one in 2015, and then I've been teasing that I will do a setup video for several months now, and it's 2016. So here I am. So cause you've been waiting bloody ages for this, I'm gonna try and make this setup video as detailed and as helpful and as honest as I possibly can. So I guess the first thing to point out is that this video will be recorded on my iPhone 6, not 5.6, and this is what I use to record all of my like vloggy things, such as the Q&A I did with Becky at the weekend. So anyway, this is my setup. This is where every single video I make is made. So I suppose we'll start with the monitors. As you can see, I am double troubling them. I was actually planning to triple or fund them, but I was never smart enough to work out how to actually get 3 monitors working together. And to be honest, 3 monitors isn't really necessary. You can do whatever you need with 2. I was basically just overcompensating, I guess. But these are both LG 24-inch monitors, and there isn't really much to say about them other than, you know, they do everything that you would expect a monitor to do, and they cost around 100 quid each, which I think is sort of pretty standard for this kind of monitor. Next thing we'll move on to is my headset. This is the HyperX Cloud 2 Pro gaming headset, which my sponsorship ended several months ago for these guys. So, you know, they're alright. They're pretty mint little headphones, but to be honest, I also feel like you can hear whatever you need to hear through, you know, cheap Apple earphones. Next thing we've got is a boom stand. It's just a standard boom stand. Just type boom stand into Amazon and you'll be able to find this kind of thing. But attached to the end of the boom stand, well, actually we've got a pop filter attached to it. It's just a standard pop filter. Just type pop filter into Amazon and look for something like this. They're just a pretty standard thing. But at the end of the boom stand, we've got the AT2020 Plus microphone. Now, I really love this microphone. It was rather expensive, so I wouldn't recommend it as a first one, but if I was to, you know, chitter-chatter into here, you can hear that it is a mint microphone, and I don't have any problems with it. One thing to note, though, if you do plan on getting it, is make sure you get the USB version, because I actually bought the other version, and you need lots of fancy professional ports and stuff to use the other one. So make sure you get USB, and this is the Plus version, and I believe the Plus version allows you to hear yourself live kind of thing. So you can hear what you sound like as you're recording, which isn't really necessary for me. I think it's more for like singers and stuff, Christ knows. Next thing we've got is the Logitech C920 USB HD Pro webcam, which is right over here. And as you can see, once you mess with the settings and stuff yourself, because the auto settings aren't really very good, but if you mess with the exposure and everything yourself, I think it records things quite nice, and you can have it in 720p and you can have it in 1080p if you want. The microphone built into the webcam is not very good though, which is why you need like one of these. Mouse mat is just a mouse mat from some game, I have no idea. Let me know in the comments down below. I just got it free in a loot crate and it was bigger than my current one, so I decided I'd use it. The mouse switches on top of said mouse mat came with the keyboard, and it is the Cooler Master SGB3030KKMF1 UK Devastator. And I really like both of these, because if I look closer you can see it's got the nice blue LEDs. You can also see a load of dust. I actually tried like dusting this before I started recording, but I feel like it's actually just spread more dust on top of what was already there. But both the keyboard and the mouse together came to a total of 40 quid, which is like $60 or something. And I feel like that's pretty good. And I really like that these peripherals don't really overdo it, because there's all those like fancy rainbow LED things, which I feel like is a bit too flashy and a lot more expensive and not really necessary, because you've still got the cool blue LEDs, but for a reasonable price. Not much else to mention. On top of the desk, we've got my speakers over here, which I don't really recommend. Constantly sort of like turns itself off when I'm trying to play sounds from the computer. There's no point in me saying the type of speakers. Just if you're buying speakers, don't buy ones that look like that. We've got a normal lamp over there, which I just use for better lighting when I'm recording with the webcam. And last thing we've got on the desk is water, because it's important to always remain hydrated. So if we come over here, we've got the gaming chair. We've also got some of my undergarments in the background there. So this gaming chair, I think it costs like 70 quid, and it's just from Argos. It's literally nothing special. If I get really close to it, you can see that it's covered in all kinds of like horrible stains and marks and cleaver damage up here. I also built it myself, which is why it is literally falling all kinds of ways. And it's also very, very squeaky and noisy. I'm not sure if that's because I built it or just because that's what the chair does. But I mean, you know, you can sit in it, it's comfortable, so I guess it does its job. Last peripherals that we've got are wireless keyboard and mice. The keyboard's over there by the bin because it actually stopped working. I think that's just because the battery ran out rather than a fault. I just never bothered getting it fixed. But that's just so that I can use my computer from bed. Last hardware to mention is my actual computer itself. stuff. So me and Joe actually built this computer at the beginning of last year, and we made a video out of it if you want to search for it and stuff. And I'll put all the specific bits of hardware and stuff in the description. But I would say that this computer was very, very expensive, and I've become a lot more sensible with money over the last year, and I would not pay as much if I was getting a new computer now as I did when I bought this one last January, just because I suppose this is like kind of overpowered for the things that I need this computer for. My old computer cost, I think it was 600 quid when I bought it in 2011, so for the same hardware, if you were buying it now, it would be a lot cheaper than that. And I also bought a graphics card on top of that, which was like 80 quid, I think, and that allowed me to run Minecraft decently enough and record it, and that's basically how I built my channel. So you don't need to be spending thousands before you can, you know, get started with your own Minecraft channel. But obviously this computer is still mint for running Minecraft on maximum settings, and rendering and stuff's really quick. Like I already said, it isn't necessary to spend loads of money if you're mainly just wanting to play Minecraft. Just quickly going over hardware, I use Fraps to record any in-game footage. I have no issues with Fraps. I suppose the only... oh god, my throat's getting all sore. Fortunately for me, I've got some water right here. Yeah, Fraps reduces really large file sizes, but I've got a 2TB hard drive in there, so that hasn't really been an issue for me. All of my videos are edited with Sony Vegas Pro 11. When I first got this computer, I did have Sony Vegas Pro 12 or Pro 13 or whatever the most up-to-date is, but the footage Fraps recorded in wasn't actually compatible, so I spent a good 3 months recording stuff, which, you know, when it was like a rating video, it could be like 1 hour and 40 minutes long. I would have to put that footage into Movie Maker, and then I'd have to render that before I could actually put it into Sony Vegas. So then I just downgraded back to Sony 11, which is what I had on my old computer, and I don't have that issue anymore. I know lots of people say that things like Adobe Premiere are better than Sony Vegas, but I feel really, really comfortable with Sony Vegas Pro 11, so I don't plan on changing, and it, you know, it does everything that I need it to do. Only issue with Sony Vegas is every now and then it just crashes randomly and you do lose a little bit of your project, but it does autosave, you know, reasonably regularly anyway. Thumbnails, I forgot about thumbnails. My thumbnails are all made in Photoshop. The version doesn't really matter because they all do more or less the same thing. And any Minecraft renders that you see in thumbnails, they're not made by me, they're made by my friend Proline, but he makes them in Cinema 4D. And I believe that is everything. If we have a little spin around, we've got my fairy lights, which are always worth mentioning. But hopefully you found this setup video useful. If you've got any more questions, I do read all of the comments, so just post them down below and I'll do my best to get back to you. And also, I didn't ask for questions in the last Q&A, so if you've got any questions for the next Q&A, then post them in the comments down below as well. Thanks for watching, hopefully you found this useful. If you did, then remember to click that like button, and I shall see you all next time. Bye!